Hello everyone, welcome back to Susie Saves. I am Susie. If you're new here, welcome on in. I am a cash budgeter. It is just me and my husband. And so every week I go to the bank and I pull cash out and I stuff them into envelopes, which might sound silly, but it's what I need to be financially responsible. But not all the money that I spend or that we save comes out in cash. Some of it has to stay online because the financial institutions are online. So this is a Transfer Tuesday video where we look specifically at what was done online this week. This is strictly for accountability for myself and to help others share their achievements down in the comments below. So please do not offer financial advice. I am not a financial expert and this is not a financial advice. So without further ado, let's begin. So, we have the Roth IRA. Numbers are a little weird this week, but I will get into it. So, in all three accounts, we have $28,724.34. We're going to start with my Roth IRA, which is the big boy. He's got $26,592.56. I'm going to start from the top and work my way down as to what I have in there right now. We have $2 in cash, which is perfectly fine. When you put money into the Roth, you have to also then invest it. If you keep it in cash, it will not grow. So we have VOX with $2,200. IVV, this is the iShares S&P 500, is at $2,700. The Freedom Fidelity Fund is at $2,500. Tesla is almost at $1,000. VDC is at $1,500. VOO, that's the guy I like to put most of my stuff in. This is the Vanguard S&P 500. It's at $13,000. Coke is at $700. VIG is at $750. Berkshire Hathaway is just shy of $500. The global commodity stock FFGCX is at $660. Nvidia is at $800. And then I have a little bit of Exxon and Mobil, $30 down there at the bottom, which I will be getting rid of as soon as maybe this Friday. We'll see. So specifically this week, we went ahead and this is the transfer that we made. So every week I get $135 out of the paycheck and I put it in here. And I went ahead and bought Berkshire Hathaway for this week. But then we also got a capital gain. Long-term capital gains on my target date fund. I'm in the Fidelity Freedom 2060 fund. That's FDKVX. 2060 is the closest to my retirement date, which is why that one is here. Of $56. And then I have every dividend or capital gain or anything that gets kicked back to me, I have that set up for reinvestment. So then it automatically reinvested that money back into the same fund to continue it growing and growing and growing. So next we have our cash management, money account. So we put some stocks in here and it helps have some money that we could pull out pre-retirement. We're just playing around with this. This is not day trading. We're not super serious about this yet. We're just using it to learn. I got a 3% raise back in October. And so with that, I've taken that extra money. It's about $25 a week. And I put that in here every week. So at the top, you see we have $1,000 in here. This is because it's part of our emergency fund. No other parts of the emergency fund are linked directly to a physical card. This is the only card that is linked, and it only has that $1,000 on it. So if worst case scenario, the most someone could withdraw on this card is $1,000. In best case scenario, if an emergency happens, we have $1,000 that we could swipe the card and pay. Down we have $700 in VOO, $70 in the Institute of Surgical, about $120 in Coke, $100 in BYDDY, $100 in Nvidia, and then $60 in Berkshire Hathaway. So, pardon me. So this is where things get a little strange. My husband has just left for a work trip. And I give him my card for emergencies, and clearly something has happened. So I put the 100, we actually got at the very bottom there. I'm not sure if this was on the last Transfer Tuesday or not, because it was still processing, but I don't know. So forgive me if we talked about this already. But we have our honeymoon fund from our wedding directly connected to this account. And so someone donated $100 to our honeymoon fund, and it went into this account. And then I put the $25 in there. The account had $75 of cash over that $1,000. So I went ahead and used all that and bought NVIDIA. And then the top two there are things from today. Well, you're seeing this on Tuesday, but I film it on Mondays. So my husband left this morning. This $56 was for an Uber from the airport to the hotel. And then for some reason, the hotel wanted him to do some sort of deposit. I think maybe there was an issue because his company is supposed to pay for the hotel, and this is clearly probably the full amount. He's staying 4 nights. So luckily, anything he spends on this trip should be reimbursed. I do think this is like a deposit of some kind that we'll get back in a few days when he leaves the hotel. I don't super know, but those are the only 2 things he's used the card for. And he did say that he tried to put the hotel deposit on his card and it declined. And that could be because he doesn't keep that much money in his checking account. So that would make sense that would be what that was. But yeah, I called him just to make sure and be like, what have you paid for this morning? Because that's a lot of money. And so after making this video, I'll go ahead and put another maybe $500 in here, so he can continue to like use the card for what he was supposed to, Ubers and food while he's on this trip, without having to worry about dipping into the little amount that he has in the checking. So that's what that is right now. That's why the cash management account is so low. It should be up above $2,000 right now, but it's only at $1,400 because that $700 charge today was charged to this card. We're lucky that we had it. Otherwise, we would have had to get like corporate on the phone, and that could have been who knows how long. So it's just interesting, but we were able to pay it. So hopefully we get that money back sooner than later. At worst case scenario, we'll have to put it in with the expense report from his travels, and that could be maybe another 3 weeks. Because I know he'll get back on Friday, then we'll have to submit the report, and then they have up to 10 business days to reply or like get it finalized. So we could be looking at like next month to have that money back. But I think that either the hotel will refund it or we'll get it through his company, and it should all be fine. He works for a very large company, not like a startup, so I don't think they would give any pushback to this charge. Next is my husband's Roth. So my husband also has a 401k, but I haven't linked it yet to this account to put it on these videos. I want to make sure, I think it says like where he works and what he does. And while we're not shy about like he's a area manager and he's in the corporate ladder, I don't know if I want to just be like, here's where he works. So I'll have to make sure that it has nothing too personal in there. And then maybe we can start adding it to these Transfer Tuesdays. But so his Roth IRA was just started. And he just started his new job last month, which we talked about, his first like big job out of college. We got married in the beginning of this year, which is why I could not contribute to his Roth in previous years, is because we weren't married yet. But now I can if something were to happen. So right now he's got $731.14 in here. He's got $2 in cash, which is good. I want to keep that low. $150 in VOO, and then almost just shy of $600 there in Berkshire Hathaway. He prefers Berkshire Hathaway, and so normally that is what he would prefer to invest in, so that's what we did this week. He, like me, gets the $135 a week, and then he asked that be put into Berkshire Hathaway, and so that is where it is. Ho! Thank you everyone so much for being here today. I super duper appreciate you. If you made any crazy payments, or like if you have a 529 you contributed to, if you paid down on mortgage or credit cards or car loans, or maybe even like HSAs or anything online like that you completed this week, or offline, I guess, if you hit some kind of milestone, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, everyone.